All right, it is mid-October and we have come to the end of our gardening season. And there's still people around here gardening, but we have cleaned out our garden beds. We were able to get one last batch of green beans before we cleared them all out, so I was happy with that. Um, but the lows the last few nights have been in the 30s. Yesterday we had a high of 51. So I thought, okay, let's go ahead and get this cleaned up. And we've learned a few things with this first gardening season. And first and foremost, the average last frost date, at least around here, is not a suggestion. They mean it. We lost about 85% of our tomatoes to that last frost. And in hindsight, I'm thinking, well, maybe that was a good thing because we still got quite a few tomatoes off of those surviving 9. And if we had all those plants now, oh, shnikey, I'd be up to my ears in friggin' in tomatoes right now. Um, Something else with the tomatoes, definitely need to cage them or stake them earlier on as they grow. Um, and we did the square foot gardening method this year, which for the most part I really like it. It's pretty manageable, easy access, doesn't take up a lot of space, but for the tomatoes, 1 square foot seems to be plenty of room for their root growth, but it doesn't seem to be enough for the foliage. Um, so I've got plans next season to use, what are they called? Fencing panels, and just kind of weaving them in and out as they go. So hopefully that'll work better. What else with tomatoes? Oh, now, the method of putting tomatoes in the freezer and then dropping them in some hot water to peel the skins off, cool idea if you're doing sauces or tomato paste. I like chunky salsa, and we did salsa with those, and it made them way too mushy. I didn't like it. So we ended up using it as a chili base. So it was still good, but personal preference to me, not for salsa. Um, let's see what else. Um, the pepper beds. Definitely, there's not enough foliage on pepper plants to shade out weeds. When we cleaned that bed out, I found 2 baby pine trees. So next season, we are definitely gonna mulch between the pepper plants. Um, I'm hoping we'll have enough scrap wood we could get chipped up and use wood chips. Otherwise, I'll just use straw. Um, Another thing we're going to do, we're also going to mulch in the fenced area between the beds because the grass gets crazy and running the lawnmower through there. It's just a pain in the butt. Cucumbers. We didn't grow any pickling varieties this year. Definitely gonna grow pickling varieties this year. They taste good. I like the recipes that we use. It's just they're super mushy, super soft pickles, and now I've got to figure out how to use up all these mushy pickles. So we'll still have slicing cucumbers for next season, but we won't plant as many. And then we'll definitely pick up some pickling varieties. Another thing we learned, white vinegar is way too strong for me. Oh my gosh. Our first batch of pickled green beans, took a bite of that sucker, made my whole body shiver. I couldn't handle it. So we switched to apple cider vinegar. The acidity is the same, but it's a much more mild flavor and aroma. So I really liked that. Another thing we figured out was when we pickled the jalapenos. Um, there's a few jars that are super, super mushy. And I think it's because of the processing time and not the quality of the pepper. Because all those peppers were done either the day of or the day after. So I don't think it's a matter of quality. I think there's a few batches that I put them in the water bath canner before the water was either close to boiling or boiling. And so I think they just got overcooked and they sat in the water bath canner too long. Um, let's see. Oh, the cucumbers also definitely need something to climb on. They just took over that bed. So we're definitely going to give the cucumbers something to climb next season. Um, let's see, what else did we learn? I think that pretty much covers it. We've got a few ideas. We're definitely going to go bigger next year because my goal is to have enough production out of the garden to last us through the winter. And even though we've got quite a few things now, most of it's just pickles and jalapenos. I've got a lot of applesauce, apple butter, jam, uh, quite a few jars of diced tomatoes and cucumber relishes. Um, so I want to keep, and we didn't do onions this year. We didn't do garlic this year. So there's a lot of things I want to add. Um, and I figured if we want enough to put away to last us all year round, I'm gonna have to dedicate an entire bed to each crop. So if I thought this was a lot of work, wait till next year. But we're very proud of it. It's fun to open the cupboard and see all your hard work in there, um, and so we're definitely looking forward to it next year. There are some little technical changes I'm gonna make on how we set up plant the bed. So once I get that all figured out, I'll get it plotted on some paper and mapped out, and we'll get ready for next year. So yeah, bring on the winter.